I spoke with a couple of our Republican lawmakers here in Arkansas who were in D.C. earlier today. COVID-19 continues to surge in Arkansas as we see another day of significant increases. These are some more kennels that were damaged during those high winds. I'm told there was one person inside of the shelter when these hit. After 7 p.m., the only doors open to the hospital will be here at the ER behind me. And if you are experiencing flu or cold-like symptoms, once we have a clear winter here tonight, we should be hearing from Senator Elliott shortly after here at her downtown headquarters. We've been covering these protests since about 3 o'clock today, and we have not witnessed anyone get arrested, no violence. What you're seeing behind me here now is police and riot gear actually heading back towards the Capitol. It's finally feeling and looking like winter. Take a look at these pictures. These are from Northwest Arkansas, where they saw their very first snow today. But the FBI is remaining pretty tight-lipped about this investigation. As I'm told, these type of shootings within the agency are pretty rare. Tensions are high across the country as possible protests before Joe Biden's inauguration are expected. This construction behind me here pretty much covers almost the entire front lawn of the Clinton Library and even has parts of the river trail shut down. Now this of course has business owners just down the road here concerned people are not going to come downtown anymore. What was once open green space in the middle of downtown Little Rock is now the center of one of the state's biggest construction projects.
This 2 weeks ago, kids were like on cardboard and sledding down it.
It has downtown residents like Jared Johnson concerned for nearby businesses.
Once they start cutting off or relocating, on and off ramps to the interstate, it's going to severely impact traffic's access to downtown.
I was very shocked the first time that I drove to the restaurant and I saw what was going on.
Florencia Brusatori is the co-owner of Buenos Aires Cafe, which is steps away from the I-30 project.
It's been a very stressful year.
Construction on the bridge has permanently shut down the only 2 free parking lots in downtown Little Rock. Brusatori worries this will deter her customers away.
We're really concerned because we know if people are going to stop coming down until the construction is over.
We're prepared to ride it out.
Kelly Bass is the CEO of the Museum of Discovery.
I'm not really worried about the construction as much as I am the perception that it's a problem.
He says he'll be working to make sure people know it will still be easy to get to the museum through the construction process. You just have to pay attention to the changing exit closures.
We just have to hope people aren't intimidated by the construction and choose to not come versus figure it out.
Now, a spokesperson for the River Market tells me the changing exit closures and construction down here could take place until at least 2023. Reporting from downtown Little Rock, Melissa Zygowicz, THV 11 News. You can often find him around town doing this.
He gets around pretty darn good for his age.
Dropping by local stores and neighborhoods just to say hi.
I see him almost every day.
Elsie Buckshot Smith is an officer for the Camden Police Department.
It's my radio.
Patrolling the streets at the ripe old age of 91.
Still working.
Making him the oldest police officer in Arkansas.
I feel like I live longer at my age. Keep on working.
Buckshot worked for the Ouachita County Sheriff's Office for more than 46 years before coming out of retirement after just 4 months to work for Camden Police. He's been here for almost 10 years.
The thing with Buckshot is he's been around so long. When somebody says, well, I know everybody, Buckshot knows everybody.
Mike Sherman is a good friend and, like most people in this small Arkansas town, has known Buckshot his entire life.
Buckshot leads by example, and that's what we need more.
I love people. I love to help people.
Buckshot works a typical 8-hour shift 4 days a week, doing everything from patrolling school zones in the morning to escorting funerals.
Sometimes he comes and tries to assist us in calls.
Lieutenant Jamario Bush has worked at the department for 8 years. He says Buckshot is someone he looks up to.
Even the new guys that we have right now, he's trying to talk to them and, just give them a life lesson.
Just gone, and it's bad. Don't make a police officer. You got to want to do it.
Buckshot turns 92 in May.
I eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat too much fast food.
Showing no signs of slowing down.
Everybody ask me when I'm going to retire, and I tell them what good Lord says so.
In Camden, Melissa Zygowicz, THV 11 News. This is not your ordinary freezer. Kept at negative 70 degrees Celsius.
Which is what the Pfizer vaccine has to be stored at.
This is where some of the state's first COVID-19 vaccines will be stored.
We do not expect to receive a large quantity.
Westside Pharmacy in Benton was one of the first in the state to get their hands on this ultra-low temperature freezer back in June.
That kind of set us apart,
making them just one of 5 community pharmacies in Arkansas set to receive the vaccine next week.
It'll house up to about 3,000 doses.
Pharmacist Allie Stanton says the pharmacy will be in charge of transporting the vaccines to hospitals for healthcare workers and first responders.
So it's not going to be open to the general public.
This is the ultra-low temperature freezer at Kavanaugh Pharmacy in Little Rock.
The only one in Pulaski County.
Owner and pharmacist Ann Pace says each of the 5 pharmacies in the state will receive just 975 doses.
So that's certainly not going to get us very far.
Pace will be distributing those doses to 12 hospitals.
Once we have the vaccine here in our ultra-cold freezer, when we take it out and put it in just a refrigerated temperature, it is good for 5 days.
Both of these Central Arkansas pharmacies making history, hopefully starting the beginning of the end of the COVID-19 pandemic.
It is very humbling.
We are, pleased and happy that the Department of Health has entrusted us with some of that responsibility.
One of the benefits these pharmacies have for receiving the vaccine is that they can vaccinate their entire staff. So both Pace and Stanton tell me they do plan on getting it next week. Reporting from Little Rock, Melissa Zygowicz, THV 11 News.